Yeah, I'm feeling connected to my higher self. I always seem to find this version when I'm by myself. I had no problem being alone, but they tell me every king needs a throne. But I don't want no fancy chair crown, I want a home. Thought you wanted.
Welcome to episode 17 of the Julio and Ice podcast. Julio, when are you going to start doing the introduction again? Because I don't like doing this.
It's you know what, it's a joint it's a joint podcast, brother. You're gonna do it, and then sometimes I'm gonna do it. But you know what? You sound incredible. So let's keep it going. I don't mind it. So I'm a point guard. I'm a point guard. You know,
well, it's Sunday morning, and the Knicks play today in the first playoff game. You know, I mean, how many years since probably Melo was there, right?
9. I think the magic number is 9.
So 9 years since you've seen the Knicks.
You know, and I'm excited. Like, I can't stop smiling because it's like, you know, it's like a holiday. Not really a holiday, but it's something to like really look forward to. Like, the playoffs started yesterday, and there were a good set of games. And usually I'm like, oh man, these games are good, but now the Knicks are playing. So now I don't know. It's more appealing. You got a nice slot. We got a nice slot too, Matty. 7:00. That's prime time, baby.
That's solid. No, it's solid. I was thinking that, you know, it's definitely more entertaining and you're more into the game, obviously, when it's your team, especially when they've been out for 9 years. I also like their matchup because I don't like the Hawks. But you talked about yesterday, and it was fun. I actually watched, I would say, a majority of all the playoff games yesterday. And I couldn't tell you the last time I've watched a full slate of NBA games. So it was nice to be into the playoff games. There was some pretty good games. The Bucks Heat was okay. I didn't think it was like obviously it was a good finish. But like, maybe this would be a hot take. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Giannis ain't that dude, bro. He ain't that dude. He ain't that dude. He's a number 2, bro. He'll never win a championship, him being the number 1 guy. He ain't that guy. His game is I think it's just limited. Like, obviously he's dominant in the down low, but the dude can't shoot, bro. He can't make free throws. I would just foul him every time. Like, he can't shoot free throws at the end of the game. Yeah. He was like 4 for like 14 or something. It was something ridiculous like that. And Chris Middleton, I think I disliked him because he always kills the Celtics. But I really respect his game, man. That dude can play. Yeah. And he's so valuable to that team, and I don't think people give him a lot of love. But Chris Middleton, you know, he's the closer on that team, and then obviously Drew Holiday I really like because he plays incredible on the ball defense. But yeah, that was my takeaway from that game. I'm like, Jimmy Butler's more that dude than Giannis.
Mm-hmm. I like that Miami Heat team though. They got a whole bunch of pieces around them. You know, New Hampshire product. You know, Duncan Robinson. He should get paid after this season. He really should get some money.
Yeah, they just play. I like the way they play basketball. The Miami Heat. They just got good ball movement. They're just tough. Yeah, I don't know. Giannis. I'm just not a big fan of. Like, I like his mentality and like stuff that he said in the past. Like, he didn't want to be on a super team. He wants to win it in Milwaukee, and I respect all that. His game, I don't love his game. Like, yeah, he does some crazy stuff and dunks and all that. But when it comes down to crunch time, bro, you take away driving lanes, what's he got? He has no jumper. He can't score outside that.
I think when they were playing Brooklyn probably a couple of weeks ago, he was trying to show off his J a little bit. He was trying to shoot the 3. And he hit a couple though. Okay. I'm not saying he's like, you know, a prolific jump shooter, but you know, I think he hears the whispers, he hears the crickets, and he's trying to shoot it more. But it's only going to put his team in a bad position. They don't have enough pieces, Matty. I just don't think, you know, they're going with the whole Brook Lopez stretch 5 thing. Like,
he's trash.
Yeah, it's getting a little worn down. Like, I love Dante DiVincenzo, but is he going to get it done against the preliminary guards in the East? I don't know. You know what I mean? I love Drew. I think Drew should be Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think he gets talked about enough as Defensive Player of the Year, but there's just not enough guys. And I think with the East being, you know, Brooklyn and, you know, kind of Philly, you know, oriented, I just think Milwaukee's getting lost in the mix, you know. So you don't be surprised if the Knicks slip in there. The Knicks do a little bit. No, I'm kidding. All right, now I'm just excited. I'm really excited for the playoffs. You know, we're playing really good basketball. And you know what? I think a lot of people are starting to like respect, us more. And it's not just about putting up a whole bunch of points. Like we played D. Like when you go play the Knicks, there was always that team that you played in college and high school that was just like they're not that good, but they're gonna come out and play D. And there was, this is that team in the East. So
they're gonna make you earn everything.
Yeah.
But I was laughing yesterday because your boy Playoff P, man, he stinks.
Pandemic
P. Like, yo, that clip, dude. Luka Doncic is a monster.
Oh my god! I love that Dallas team. You don't like that Dallas team?
No. Well, I don't know if I like them as a championship team. I feel like at the end of the day, they don't play defense, and when they need it, they hit a lot of threes, man. That they can score. It's not offense, that's for sure. But are you gonna hit? I think they hit it was definitely over 15 threes. I don't know what they ended up with, but you can't rely on that to always, for your team to shoot that well every game, especially in a 7-game series. But no, I definitely love watching him play. Like Luka's just a bad man.
Hey, can I ask you this? Who, if you can, and again, I had this conversation with my buddies, and this might be a hot take. Steph doesn't get into the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he still first team All NBA?
I think he is, dude. I was watching that Memphis game. His team sucks.
They stink.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. He scored almost 40 in that game, and they literally were double and triple. Who's that Juan something whatever dude
from Mexico, baby? He's from Mexico.
He's terrible. He should be
doing it for the Spanish. He's doing it for the Spanish brothers.
I know. I get you. I appreciate that, but yeah, he needs to go. He's terrible. That team is bad. That Warriors team is bad.
Yeah,
I think he deserves it because what would they be without Steph? They'd be the worst team in the league. They're just. I mean, in that last possession, he got triple team. Gave it to Draymond. Draymond's got an open lane, bro. Hit the rim on the layup.
Was it the rim? He didn't hit the rim. Shatter the backboard. It was shatter the backboard, bro. This is the guy talking about he's supposed to be this Hall of Fame player. He was once an All-Star. Come on,
he didn't hit the rim, bro. He didn't hit the rim on a layup.
Your backpack jump shot didn't work on that possession. You couldn't throw a nice little flotation. You couldn't throw a little higher. Come on, man. That's just go home and enjoy the summer after that shit.
Do you think he shouldn't be on the All-NBA team? Is that why you're asking?
No, because I love Steph, and I think this is always going to get misconstrued. But the conversation was, because I wanted Russell Westbrook to be at least first team, second team, or third team. But because Bradley Beal's on the team, he's obviously going to get a bid. And my buddy was saying that why would a 8th seed or a team that barely got into the playoffs, why would a team like that have two guys as All NBA, which was a reasonable argument. But let me tell you this, and I think we talked about this last pod. You average a triple double, everything kind of has to just fall in line. You average a triple double, bro. First team, second team, third team. Period. There shouldn't be any conversation about it. They're in the playoffs now. You know what I mean? Don't say nothing about them. They're in the playoffs. They're in the 8th seed. They started off probably 6-23, and then they finished off 17-6 or something like that. They made the playoffs, and Russ Westbrook averaged a triple double for the 4th time in his career. Again, we're normalizing greatness. You know what I mean? It's normalized because Russell Westbrook does it. But as soon as Luka does it, because he's 22, when LeBron does it when he's 36, you know what I mean? Why when Russell Westbrook averages a triple double, it's oh man, he's padding stats. Or
would you be mad if Steph Curry made an All-NBA team over him?
No, because he's a former unanimous MVP, back-to-back MVP. He's a champion. He's probably the best point guard of all time. We can have that argument too, but it's
no, I mean in this year, I'm saying, would you be mad?
No, I would never be mad. Because Steph's great and he will always be great, and everyone knows how great he is. But I'm just saying, it's some things kind of get some people get the unfair treatment, or some people just get that superstar treatment. We call it the LeBron treatment, right? And we can even talk. We could transfer it over to music, right? Everybody loved that J. Cole album, Vamati. They were it wasn't consistent the entire time too. I skipped a couple of tracks on that J. Cole album. Everybody went on the internet, J. Cole, oh my God, he's back, and he was back. But was he non-skip a track on the album back? I don't think so. I don't think so. And on top of that, we're over here talking about him playing in Africa. Like, what are we doing? You're doing one thing or the other, brother. You got to pick one or the other. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we can, what we do is we kind of just like, we overlook greatness because there's so much greatness happening in the NBA. You know what I mean? Like everything is being like minimized, but averaging a triple double shouldn't be minimized. It shouldn't be minimized, man. Like everything LeBron does is like, you know, it's put out there. It's put into the world as this great thing. You know what I'm saying? Because he's 36. You know, he does a regular one-handed tomahawk jam, you know, in the second quarter, and it's on replay for like 7 straight commercials. But it's just like, why? Because he's 36? Or why? It's because it's LeBron. It's like, it's not fair. And I think Russ gets the short end of the stick because
no, I agree. I agree with the take on the whole LeBron gets every, you know, LeBron hit that game-winning shot against the Warriors, and that's all I heard about. I was like, yo, that Warriors team is trash.
Trash.
I don't think MJ. I don't think any of the greats would need to take to beat them at the, you know, last minute of a game. Like that Warriors team is not good at all.
Should have been in that position.
Steph is that good.
Yeah,
but absolutely. That, like, come on. It's like he didn't hit a game. He hit the shot. It was a minute left in the game.
There was a whole bunch of time left in the game.
That'll be an interesting series though. Them in Phoenix.
I think the Lakers win it.
I think the Lakers win it just because. Yeah, I mean Booker. It's crazy to think about. This is his first playoff appearance.
Yeah,
that whole team. But I do like that Phoenix team. They are good.
Good pieces. I like all the pieces. Jay Crowder, Cameron Payne's playing pretty good. I like Frank Kaminsky, Frank the Tank. I like Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank can play a little bit.
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay.
He's okay. He's their backup big, right? He's a backup.
But when anybody asks me today, like, you know, what game you looking forward to? It's all about the Knicks. That's all I said.
It's all about the Knicks. Listen, I want no one. I'm wearing my jersey. I got my John Starks jersey ready to go. Shout out to Ryan because Ryan got me that jersey. Shout out to Ryan.
Fire jersey.
I got my John Starks. I got my shorts. You know, I'm gonna give me a nice little 6-pack. You know, this is a PG podcast, but I got a 6-pack ready to go. You know what I mean? I'm staying home. I'm gonna have my jersey on and my drawers. My jersey and my drawers and tube socks. You know, that's it. And tube socks. I'm ready to go, Maddie. You know, I got we're probably gonna order a nice little hot pizza. You know what I mean? Maybe some wings, some spicy joints.
I just hope it's I just hope it's a good game for you, because I would suck if you did all that and it was just kind of like a not saying like even if they win, like I'm not saying that'd be a bad thing, but I meant like you want an enjoyable game, right? You don't want like a game. But yeah, it's your Knicks, so I guess it'll be exciting either way.
You can call me the Spike Lee, the Puerto Rican Spike Lee, because that's me. You know what I mean? I just can't get to every single game. I can't afford courtside seats. You know what I'm saying? But I'm excited, man. It's gonna be fun. It's a good day. It's like a weekend still for me, even though we all got to go back to work tomorrow. I'm excited. Damn it, I'm so excited. Let's hither away from NBA for a second. Do you got some announcements for us? You got anything new for us coming up? I still want to make sure that everyone is on the lookout for the Julio on Ice podcast tees. If you guys are interested, you know, we haven't sent the shipment in, but if you were interested out there in getting a tee, you know, send us an email, you know, send us a DM, and then we'll kind of lock you in. So whenever we start making those, we can send those out. Again, we're not going to hit you over the head. We just want to get the brand out there, get the name out there. We're getting some traction. A lot of people enjoy us. A lot of people really like what we're doing. So
I feel like the reason I love, you know, podcasts is that it's not live. So you obviously can put it out on a certain day and you can listen to it whenever. And I think that's the coolest thing is like, I'll have people hit me up and be like, oh, I just listened to, you know, the Steve Boudreau podcast, you know, even though we did that, I don't know, like 3-4 weeks ago. Yeah. And some people just listen to it because they're like kind of behind. So it's cool. Like people listen to it, you know, there might be, we might have listeners that listen to us, boom, every Tuesday or that week, and they stay on top of it. And then there's people that, you know, listen to it at their own pace. And I think that's really cool. So that's why I've enjoyed doing the podcast and being in the podcast world. But I think it's funny too, because like you also got people that do podcasts and it's like their livelihood.
Yeah,
You know, me and you just do
I
this for
did see
like a
that.
hobby.
You never know. You never know. People might be hearing us. You know, we might hear the Dave Portnoy from Barstool, like, you know what? I fuck with you guys. You know, come on board.
Yeah.
Would you ever transition? Would you ever be like, you know what? I'm gonna stop my job. I'm just gonna talk
No.
sports.
You know
Why
why
not?
we
Why
you know
not? Someone paid you right now 80 grand. Like, hey, listen, I want you to come here every week and talk that talk.
yeah. I mean, maybe. Obviously, money talks, but I'm saying like to you, Julio, it's like the reason I feel like we have a good podcast and why we know so much is because we're also hands on in what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people just do this professionally. Or like just talk sports. Like some people's opinion I don't respect because I'm like, well, one, you don't play sports. You probably never played sports. So how you gonna tell me, you know, most of these dudes that talk NBA, talk college, I'm like that's why I respect the Jay Billis's of the world. Like those guys, they have knowledge. They played, they've been in it. Like, you know, I get like some guys work hard, but like if you've never been in it, you've never been on a team, you never played, you're just a dude that's like read stats and stuff. Like I don't respect your opinion. Why do I gotta listen to you?
The number nerds. That's
like it's like that dude Nick Wright. Why would I ever listen to that dude?
He's frustrating to listen to, isn't
he? Yeah, but it's just like I mean, I get why he's good at his job, right? He stirs the pot. It's like the Max Kellerman, all those people. Like I understand. Listen, they get mad money, so I used to get like all mad listening to them. I just don't listen to them because I know what their job is, and they're good at it, right? They stir the pot. They say all these controversial things. Right. But like if you're really a person that listens to sports, you know, that's why I think what we put out is a good thing because we're very unique in the sense of we're just genuine. We talk, you know, what we believe in. We don't try to stir the pot or, you know, come out with these crazy hot takes or anything like that. So I don't know.
We keep it real. We keep it honest.
To go back to your point, I don't know if I could do this full time in a sense because I like doing both. I like being hands on, I like being in the gym. Then I also like coming back and talking about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. I didn't put it into that perspective. I was just saying it's
the money talks.
It sucks when you see, like you said, like a guy on First Take or, you know, part of my take or whatever, and they're making all this money just to kind of they wake up and they go on Twitter and they look at what they saw on Twitter and be like, all right, this is what we're going to talk about today. And, you know, the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl. Like, really? The Bears will never win the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have a chance or anything like that.
Can I ask you like a philosophy question I was thinking about the other day? Yes. So someone was like, you know, talking about just basketball. I forgot who it was. They were just, and it was like around me and they were like, you know, do you think the game will continue going in this trend of just like, you know, five out, you know, bigs, you know, stretch the floor, shoot it, all that kind of stuff. Like, do you feel like basketball ever go back to somewhat what it used to be and like having post players, having guys that can score in the post? And I honestly have to say, like, in my philosophy, I'll never stop teaching people how to play in the mid range. Like you watch like Kyrie, you watch Chris Middleton, like those guys, like they scored, like Chris Middleton hit the game winner in the mid range. And people will say like that's a bad shot, but like, is it? Is it? I mean, the greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan, that's what he did.
He lived in the mid post.
Like, is it a bad because this is what I'm saying is like I feel like sports have gone down this analytical thing, and yes, the 3-point shot is analytically a better shot than a mid-range shot, but also like, is it because most guys now just train shooting threes? They don't train shooting mid-range shots or post shots, like stuff like that. Like, you know, Giannis shoots, like I just said, Giannis, and I was hating on him, but like when he's down low and he's playing real, I mean, he dominates. He shoots like 80%. Is that you'd rather have him shoot threes?
Yeah.
He scores 80% of the time he's down in the post.
I hear you.
I don't know. I hear your take. I feel like I don't want basketball to go down that route because, like, you know, I was watching one of the games. Maybe I think it was probably that, you know, Clippers Mavericks game. Like, dude, what was the combined 3-point shot attempts in that game? It was crazy. I bet you I'm gonna look it up right now. I bet you, how many do you think both teams
shot?
Yeah,
combined
attempted. Yeah, what do you think?
Probably 40, 45 apiece.
Yeah, close. So Dallas took 36, Clippers took 40.
Oh my God.
That's like,
Well, how many total field goal attempts did they do?
that was more than half their field goal attempts for both teams. So
Crazy.
it's crazy. It's crazy only because like they say that's a good shot, but is it really a good shot if there was multiple times yesterday I watched where guys just came down, no pass, pull up three, like with a defender on them, not like transition, like no one on you. Like, is that really a better shot? I don't know. I have a hard time watching basketball when that's all it is chucking threes and guys like, that you don't even, I don't even really know, like Toscano Anderson. Like, what?
You keep bringing my boy up. My boy just trying to make it.
No, but listen, I do respect that he plays hard and he's got a nose for like getting rebounds, stuff like that. But like on this, like for real though, he's a pretty bad NBA player, but skill wise. But why does a guy like that get to shoot threes? Because it's analytically a good shot. What happens if you're a bad shooter?
You still shoot that shot if you're a bad shooter.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Put it on the rim. That's what the coach is saying.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think of John Morant yesterday, why he was killing. Like, people were like, oh, he hit some threes. Like, well, first off, they were wide open. Like, they were literally giving him a 3-point shot. Yeah. Well, his best move was that floater, man. That floater was deadly that game.
I love the floater.
Get to your spot, floater.
I love it. I don't know. I mean, Maddie, to answer your question, I don't know. I whenever I'm able to kind of get into a position where I want to, emphasize my philosophy or, expand on my philosophy, I think I would be a traditional, three guard, 2 forward, maybe 1 center, 1 forward lineup. Making my 4 kind of be able to kind of do everything, and then definitely have that 5 be able to play with back to the basket. I mean, that's the way I roll. I think that's the way I'm going to roll as far as like being a head coach. When I was in high school, my head coach made sure that we didn't shoot mid-range shots too. So I was kind of like told that as a young kid, like it's a terrible shot. If it's not a 3, then get to the cup and, get a layup. You know what I mean? So it was frustrating too, because I never developed the mid-range shot until like my senior year in college, because I didn't know that was a good shot, and it was weird because I would like, lift fake, get to the, get 2 dribbles inside the key. I would shoot like a mid and he'd be like, yo, like, what are you doing? That's not the shot that you're supposed to be taking. You should have just shot the 3. Well, coach, he just closed out on me and he's 6'6", so I had to get him in the air and get to my spot. And now you're telling me I can't do that. Now I go to the rim and I fucking put it on the glass and somebody puts it on the glass for me, Mr. Windex, and glasses my shit. Like you're putting me in bad positions to be a good basketball player. So I don't know. Watching it now and, like you said, watching Michael Jordan all these years and Kobe and even guys like T-Mac played in the mid-range, and, obviously today's game, like Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, like those guys always play in the mid-range. And I think that's just where the game is. And I think that people who don't want to believe that that's where the game is kind of just stubborn in their own ways. And I don't know. I'm not going to be that way. I'm going to make sure, if it's an open shot, it's a good shot. If that's the shot that you practice, that's the shot you're going to shoot in games,
Why do we preach scoring at 3 different levels if most people don't actually believe that a mid-range is a good shot? Like, I don't understand it. Like, if you play by the philosophy, it's 3 or get to the rim. To me, you're training guys to not be able to. It's almost like robots, right? Yeah. If you catch and you're open, chuck it, or catch and rip and try to get to the rim. But what happens if someone's, then you got guys going out of control to the rim. Yeah, I think reason why Kyrie Irving is like guys like that are so hard to guard because he can score at all 3 levels. Obviously he's got crazy handle. I'm just saying, like, but he's not predictable. Like, we were talking about this before the podcast starts. Like, to me, James Harden is predictable. Now,
go ahead. Tell him what you were telling me about James Harden.
I think he's predictable. How is he not? The dude literally, I was watching him last night because they were playing the Celtics. Wasn't a great game. But he literally does the same stuff every time. It's dribble between your legs 5 or 6 times. Now he's either going to do a step back 3 or he's going to go left. That's literally what he does. That's what he does. And he goes all the way to the rim and tries to draw some bullshit foul because it's the NBA. Like, if this was normal basketball, he wouldn't get half the fouls he gets, and then he wouldn't go to the free throw line 20 times in a game. But they play in a league now that's what they cater to. Like, he just flails himself when he goes in there, and that everybody praises him because he's like, oh, he just knows how to draw fouls. It's like, no, it's because he plays in a soft ass league that calls soft ass fouls. But like, when I watch Kyrie play, I'm like, dude, I could not guard this dude, not even just because of his handle, because I don't know what he's gonna do. He can shoot from three. He'll pull up. He'll go all the way to the rim, right or left. James Harden's literally majority. I think I can count like 3 times I've actually seen him go right and take a right-handed shot, like a right-handed layup. Everything's to the left.
I mean,
and I'm not saying he's a bad player. Like, I just don't like watching him play.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he's predictable. Like, because he does not shoot mid-range shots. Like, Kevin Durant shoots mid-range shots. Kevin Durant's impossible to guard. Like, I really appreciate watching those guys play more. Because I believe that you have to score at all 3 levels. I don't think you can just either be a 3-point guy or get to the rim, and that's it. That's all you got.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game. Did he?
He didn't miss much.
Did he throw any floaters up? Because he likes to shoot the floater too, or he'll just like throw like a lob or something.
Yeah, I mean he does. He'll shoot a floater, but like
I've seen him throw floaters up too. They're kind of just like
he does that bullshit where he just goes in there and looks for fouls.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I hate that. I don't like that. That's corny. That's corny. I like imagine him playing pickup. Like he'd be like you would hate playing against him because he's like one of those dudes who would just probably go in there and call a foul. He's one of those dudes.
Yeah. Or he'll just expect that he'll stop playing and everybody will stop playing. And that's the foul call. Well, and you got in the NBA too, it's like, everything is like you said, everything is a foul. So any type of theatrics or any type of hey, or hey, you got me right. It's a foul. Yeah. Like when LeBron say he got hit in the mouth.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's dude, Julio. But like, do you watch that? Isn't it painful? Isn't it painful?
It's painful, man. Because you know what? The referees aren't gonna overview a superstar. They won't do that. They'll do it to Juan Toscano Anderson. They'll do it to him. They'll be like, they'll reverse the call on him. But with those superstars, we're kind of just like we're embedded in that.
But that's why I think. I'm not huge like into the NBA because of that. I don't like how they call. Like, I just don't like that. It's not basketball. It's like you just said. It's like almost theater. Like LeBron.
He's like, hey, he got me. He got me on my chin.
Yeah, got me. Yeah, that dude. Oh my god, it's crazy, man. They just do flop. They flop all over the floor. It's like, dog, you're 6'8". You're bigger than anybody here.
Yeah.
You gonna tell me someone's gonna run you over?
Well, with that.
But then on the next play, you're flexing when you get an air one. Like, come on, bro. That's corny.
And who was guarding you down in the other possession? Yeah. We don't even know.
Fucking JJ Barea. Shout out, Puerto Rico.
Shout out to Puerto Rico. Nico Mannion was guarding LeBron on the next possession down there. Yeah. Come on. But we could always talk about how that kind of ruins the game of like youth basketball and like grassroots.
Well, they do because that's what they see their favorite players play. Like, why is the reason, like, who did you idolize growing up? I idolized Kobe. I never saw Kobe flop. No, so I didn't go into games looking to flop. No. You know what I'm saying?
Allen Iverson wasn't flopping.
No.
Like, what I mean? No. He was going to the cup and getting destroyed.
Yeah.
Because we can always, I watched I went to go see my 16s and 17s play again yesterday in Springfield. Again, as frustrating as it was, you kind of just see all the stuff that we're talking about in play. You know what I mean? It's like even like when LeBron doesn't get the call that he wants, what does he do? He doesn't jog back.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't run back. Yo, every kid that I saw yesterday doing that, they didn't get the call they wanted. They walk back. My kids included. I had to ream some of them out online. On via text because it's like and part of my French, like who the fuck do you think you are? You know what I mean? You're playing at Springfield College at 10:20 in the morning. Like, no one's here to watch you, brother. So why not just play hard, right? And damn well you didn't watch LeBron and them last night. You didn't watch the game. You watched the highlights. That's the difference. You don't watch the full game like a lot of people do. You don't. You just watch the highlights. You woke up in the morning, you went on YouTube, you crawled over, or you just clicked the Twitter app and you said, oh shit, LeBron was killing last night. LeBron had the game winner. But you didn't watch how he got the game winner, and you didn't watch the game winner knowing that there was 58 seconds still left on the clock and the game could have something could have happened. You didn't watch the entire game. So don't sit there and say this is what you're supposed to be doing. And this is, how the game is played. It's not. And again, this is our take, but at the same time, it's like NBA basketball is ruining youth basketball in a sense. It is.
Because do you find like it's hard to see a lot, like many kids that don't act that way?
Yeah, 100%. And I'm fortunate enough to be around some kids who kind of, are, for the most part, they really work hard and they really come into the gym with the intentions of getting better. But all it takes is a highlight. All it takes is like something big to happen on the internet for it to be kind of like, to change their minds and change their opinions. Like I said yesterday, we went 1-1 at this tournament, 1-1. And the second game, we got popped. We got our shit kicked in, right? And our kids are on the bench just like fucking around. Like, yo, guys,
after losing.
After loss, but like dapping each other up, saying, "Hey, man, it was a good game." It wasn't a good game, guys. We lost by 22 points, and it was one of those. It's one of those games where it's in. We've all been through it. I personally, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've been through this, but it was one of those games where you kind of know that the game's over, probably around like 7 minutes to go in the second half, and then it becomes like leak outs off the backboard. The other team is trying to do that to us, and then after the game, my guys are like, "Oh, it's good shit, yo, good shit." No, it wasn't good shit. It was you guys were pieces of shit today. You guys let them. Where's your fighting spirit? Where's your competition? That's not being competitive.
See, you weren't coaching, right? You were just observing.
No, I'm the director, so I'm in the back. I do some filming. I do all that.
You want to
shit.
know what I was doing at AAU when that shit was going on? I call a timeout. And I'm dead serious. I said, you either finish this game with some pride and keep playing hard, or I'll literally tell the ref we're done. Because I ain't watching that shit.
No.
I'm wasting my time. We're getting pounded by 20. I don't care. I don't care what the score is. Keep playing hard. What does that matter? Have some pride.
Exactly. Different. But again, it all comes back from like watching the NBA, watching these kids. Like I watched 2 weeks ago, the Kings are playing wherever. I think it was the last game of the year. They're losing by like 50 or like 40, and Kyle Guy tries to do a windmill and misses the windmill.
Yeah, he'd probably be suspended for like 5 games.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, this is what the game has come to because everybody's so everybody's so jokey, everybody's posting each other's highlights and representing everybody else besides yourself, and having a sense of pride for yourself. It's like everything is so just like, buddy. I'm again. I frustrate myself by going to those things, but also I have to be there to see what's happening.
Good. Yeah, but it's good to know like this stuff is going on everywhere because sometimes like you think it's just you or what you're seeing, but it's what everybody's doing, and I think it's just like a clash of philosophy and just like how I think, and I wonder like is eventually because not every kid I coach like is like that, but like I'm starting to see a trend to that. Like I tell kids like we were doing like a basketball kind of like we were scrimmaging a couple of weeks ago, and this team was getting their ass kicked, and I was just chirping them the whole time because that's what I do. So after every like timeout or break, I'd be like, "Hey, you guys having fun getting your ass kicked? You having fun? Is it fun? Because you got to do something about it."
Yeah.
Because they almost like hang their head. I'm like, yo, I was like, do you guys feel bad for yourselves? I was like, because I don't feel bad for you. The other team doesn't feel bad for you. Your parents don't feel bad for you. So stop feeling bad. Like I hate when they're like, don't feel bad for yourself. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're gonna get your ass kicked, but at least what I respect is that you just go out there and just continue to work and continue to compete.
Yeah.
Sometimes people get the better of you, whatever. Like, what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do other than continue to compete. Stop feeling bad for yourself. Like, I hate that.
It's funny if you say that. The head coach that I work for, Steve Phelps, he always says that whenever we go on other teams go on runs on us. And then like he'll come out of a huddle, he'll just clap. He'll be like, "Okay, sweetheart, no one feels bad for you, sweetheart. Yeah, it's all right. It's okay, sweetheart. Mommy's gonna be home. Okay, and they do stuff like that. It's just like, I wish I had somebody like that. Fucking, talking to me like that because that would get me going. You know what I mean? That would really get me as a competitor. As a competitor, that has to kind of like light a fire under you. But Times will change, Matty. Times will change.
Yeah, no, we do this thing where it's like I'm supposed to like what I was like said to him. Do you think I feel bad for you? Because I don't. And I was like, so why should you feel? And I was like, the other team doesn't feel bad for you, so stop feeling bad. I hate that. Like, find some pride.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, people will respect you if you go down swinging.
Mm-hmm.
You could lose by 60. I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as you're fighting all the way through and not, feeling bad for yourself and letting teams just don't. And at the end of the game, you're like happy about it.
No, bro. I left the gym. I left the gym because they were all like they felt like a sense of accomplishment after a loss. Like, I forgot what episode we talked about this, but Maddie, you lost. You're a loser. You didn't win. So you lost. So I don't know, what do we celebrate? Well, everybody wants more victories.
It's because it's AAU, bro. Because you play another game or you whatever. It's like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I hate the whole mentality of AAU, because it's just, oh, we play 3 games in a weekend, so you don't really, you lose one game and it's like, oh, don't worry, we got another game today. It's like, well, you just lost that one.
You just get your shit pushed.
That doesn't affect you. Like that affects me. And that's, so I had a kid, just another good example. I had a kid, I matched him up against another kid who's better than him, right? And just physically, it's they're middle school kids. So like one's more physically developed right now. And he's bigger and stronger. And, he was kicking his ass the whole session. Mm-hmm. And at one point the kid started crying. Like because he was just so, not like, because he was so frustrated because he couldn't do his thing. And I said to him, like, why are you crying? And I went back through the whole, like, don't feel bad for yourself. I said, at the end of the day, it's going to make you a better player. And I said, just keep going at him. Keep going at him. Because eventually you're going to start to see some success. I said, it sucks right now that he's kicking your ass. But I said, this should be your mentality. Even if he gets the better of you for this hour, your mind, the next session should be, I'm coming for his ass. Every day. Every session you get to go against him, that should be your mentality. It's like, I'm getting his ass today.
Yeah.
I said, and that's going to make you better. Like, don't be upset. Don't, I don't think of you as any less of a player. You're going hard. You're not finding success today, but it's okay.
Let that drive you.
Yeah. That should be the motivation. Like,
you're instilling that in him. Little do you know. Probably every day that he's waking up, he's remembering those words that you said because, Well,
that's what happens. I mean, both you and I can sit here. It's not like we've ever not gotten our asses kicked. I mean, It happens. That it's good though for you.
Yeah,
100%. It's how you respond from it.
Yeah.
If you're just gonna lay down, then lay down, because then you're not gonna be anybody. But I think it's like it builds character, man. Like, because the next time I see that dude, I'm coming for him.
I'm at your cranium.
Yeah,
I'm at your motherfucking cranium.
I don't forget. It's like all the people that talk shit during a game. I don't forget. I'll get you at some point.
Oh, Maddie.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I love it. Speaking of that, we got the okay from somebody who faced a lot of adversity in their life, and I'm happy that we can kind of introduce him on the pod. Tyler Arbuckle is he's a young man that I've happened to know for like the last 4 or 5 years. He's a guard at St. Anselm, first team all rookie. They just won the NE10. He's a good friend of mine. Worked out when he was younger. Kind of stayed with him throughout his prep year and his senior year at St. Paul Catholic. He's faced a lot of adversity. And I'm happy that we're going to have him on the pod because he's going through a tough time in his career physically. Some things that went down, and this all matches up with what you were talking about, Maddie, about facing adversity and kind of just having that competitive drive to always get back and be better than the next person. So I want to get into the interview with him because I feel like we all have a lot in common, and I really want his story to kind of just be spread upon those who are doing those things that we don't like, Maddie. You know what I mean? Like, he was the type of kid that if he lost by 30, like, he didn't go on his phone, he didn't do, like, he kind of just left the gym, put his headphones on and kind of just like, wanted to be alone until the next game. So let's get into the interview with Tyler Arbuckle. All right, joining us live now is a very good friend of mine. I call him my nephew, my stepson. Is Tyler Arbuckle. Tyler Arbuckle hails from Bristol, Connecticut, and he is currently at St. Anselm. Didn't get to play this year, obviously for COVID reasons. But I'm happy that he's on to share his story with us. Ty, what's going on, baby?
What's going on? Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, man,
you
it's
coming
always,
on.
Absolutely, man. Maddie, we talked about Ty. Me and Maddie talk basketball all the time, and Tyler was one of the guys who kind of like, not started off my career, but like I started coaching at St. Paul Catholic. I got to know him through a men's league, actually. He was doing the score. And I was just like, I think after like a timeout or something, like every timeout, this fucking kid would just go out and just start launching threes. You know what I mean? Just like a nice lefty stroke, just start stroking threes. I'm like, all right, like who the fuck is this? So I went up to him after the game one time. And I was like, yo, like, where are you working out at? Like, what are you doing? He's just like, man, I'm at Planet Fitness all the time. Not Planet Fitness. What is that?
LA Fitness.
LA Fitness. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm at LA Fitness all the time. Like, I just work out by myself. And I think from there on, me and Ty kind of got that connection. And I visited him in Bristol, and we kind of like found like a workout regimen where we were kind of working out every day. And then I found out he was actually going to St. Paul Catholic after transferring from Bristol Eastern. Ty, talk a little bit about that, kind of like, being at Bristol Eastern, like what happened as far as like your career, like, you had a major injury at Bristol Eastern,
Yeah.
I think. And then
All right,
like,
so I'll start my story
right?
So like basketball wise, like I was never really like a basketball player. Like I was always known, like especially around Bristol, as like a football guy, big football guy. And then 8th grade year, like I kind of like my best friend at the time was the best player on our travel team. And like I didn't play. Like I was probably third man off the bench, so 8th in the rotation, like just like an energy guy, like didn't really play, but never really put time into basketball. Like it was one of those things I just did because all my friends did it. And then after that fall and travel season, like I just made a commitment to myself. I was like, I'm not being trash at basketball no more. And that's when I just fell in love with it. So like I went from not playing at all to my freshman year in high school. I played all 3 teams, freshman, JV, varsity, saw minutes all 3 levels, started freshman and JV, and then sophomore year, basically killing it. Like started the season off, was averaging around like 21 points per game as a sophomore, like just killing it, like everything was going as planned. 7th game of the year, like end up like we were playing Manchester. It's 3rd quarter, I'm having a bad game. Like it was one of those big games. So like I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. I was the best player on the team and I was having bad games. So I was trying to get things going for myself. They pressed us. I tried to beat the press. I went to go Euro and I got sandwiched between 2 people, landed on my left leg, and I got bumped from behind and my knee just buckled. So I ended up tearing my ACL. So then I had to go through that whole process. And I just remember like it kind of happened, like ironically, like I was already thinking about leaving Bristol Eastern, just because like the coaching and like there was just a whole lot of stuff going on there that like I knew with my goals as a basketball player, like I don't know if I really would have been able to achieve what I wanted to coming out of there. So like I was already planning on transferring, and then I tore my ACL, so it gave me just more time to really consider like what I was going to end up doing. So it was kind of like a blessing. And I was also like, I was probably like 125 pounds soaking wet at the time, like just a skinny ass kid. Ended up putting on like 30 pounds over surgery, like a good weight. Cause I'm just always working. So even though I couldn't run or anything, I was still lifting every day, like just trying to get as big as I possibly could. And I ended up making the decision to go to St. Paul because it was in Bristol, it was close to home. Coach Phelps, who you guys know, he coached there at the time, and I had known him. He was one of the first people that actually like took me under his wing, and like helped train me get better at basketball. So it was a place where I knew I was going to be comfortable, a place I knew like I was going to be like basically given the keys. They were going to let me do what I work for, you know what I mean? So and then yeah, like went to St. Paul, had a solid career there. No offers out of high school.
Hold on, Ty, before you go deep into it, I want to paint the picture for Maddie. Like, so Maddie, in Bristol, there's 3 high schools. So there's Bristol Central, where I don't know if you've seen, there's this big 7-footer there now. His name's Donovan Clennigan. Like, he's like a big prospect around the country. I don't know if you saw him online, but it's Bristol Central, it's Bristol Eastern, and there's St. Paul Catholic. So Bristol Eastern and Bristol Central, they're in the same conference, right? They're in the same conference.
Yeah.
And then St. Paul Catholic's in kind of like the Waterbury conference. They're in the Waterbury conference. So completely different leagues. Obviously, St. Paul Catholic's a private school, so there's tuition involved and all that stuff. But, you know, if you didn't go to St. Paul Catholic or any private school, you either went to Central or you went to Eastern.
Yeah.
So when Tyler decided to go to St. Paul Catholic, there was obviously a lot of just, you know, noise around the city because Tyler was obviously he was a highly recruited guy, or not highly recruited, but highly touted guy, you know, probably one of the better players in the area. And it just became very, it was just a weird time for Tyler because obviously.
And to speak on that, like, I think, like, I was already like a hungry kid, like super hungry, like always working, like that was always like ingrained in me. But like the fact that like I was just facing so much adversity that whole year, like my sophomore year in high school, like I said, I tore my ACL, and then like I made the decision to transfer. It was like showing face in school was like obviously like nobody was giving me problems, but like you always like catch that dirty look. Like people were always like they knew I was leaving, so like they didn't really fuck with me no more. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of just like, okay, like forget him. Like he just quit the football team. Like he got hurt. Now he's leaving. Like everyone kind of just wrote me off. And like, that just fueled me to be like, all right, like you guys are going to write me off. Like, I'm gonna just prove you guys wrong. Like, and I mean, and that's why I say like, I'm so happy that like, no one will ever really say this, but I'm so happy that I tore my ACL in high school. Like, because like, it just showed me so many lessons that I probably wouldn't have seen. Cause when I was scoring 20 a game, like everybody was my friend. You know what I mean? Everybody was like, oh, Ty, what's up? Everybody dapped me up in the hallways. Like everybody wanted to be my friend. And then once I tore my ACL and then the news came out that I was leaving, it was like all those people that were saying what's up to me and inviting me out on the weekends and wanting to hang out. Like they didn't want to hang out no more. They didn't want to say hi to me. And it just like, it showed me like the importance of like purpose over pleasure. You know what I mean? Like what's my bigger picture in this instead of like the short-term pleasures of having these high school friends that I haven't talked to anybody from Bristol Eastern for six years now. You know what I'm saying? Since I left, like don't talk to anybody from there anymore. So I think everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. The purpose over pleasure. That's a good one. I got to write that one down. You're right, man. I mean, especially at that age, you're so young and you're so delicate. It's like, you know, those things could break you if, you know, something as simple as not talking to people in school and somebody not, you know, reaching out to you for a party or just like kind of just being around other kids.
And and like, you know, that's where basketball came in though, because it was like that was my outlet, right? So like I didn't need friends. I didn't need people to make me happy because it was like I was just so in love with basketball, bro. Like I dead ass, like when I started, like when I committed in 8th grade was like, yo, like I'm gonna be a basketball player, bro. Like I literally used to get out of school at 2:50. I would get home at 3:00 and I would run 2 miles to the gym. And then I would stay there, get there at what, like 3:30, 3:45. I would stay there till it closed at 11 every day. On the weekends, I was there at 8 a.m. I wouldn't leave till 8 p.m. Summers, bro, I was there at 10 a.m. and I didn't leave till 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. every day, bro. Like people don't believe it, but like anybody who was in LA Fitness at that time, bro, they would just see this little ass kid in there. I didn't even know what I was doing at the time, bro. Like I was just in there all day, bro. I wouldn't eat. Like I would literally just be in there shooting, doing whatever drills on a garbage can for hours on end, bro. And I remember, like, this is actually a great story because there was this one dude, his name was Ray, and he used to see me in there all the time. Like he would see me running. Like I used to run with my basketball because I would bring 2 balls. I'll have the ball in the backpack and I would jog up Route 6. You've been on Route 6, bro, with a basketball. I would be jogging uphill, dribbling a basketball, and he see me and he dead us the next day. Like he was like, yo, like I have a mountain bike. Like I'm going to give it to you because like I see it. And like then I was just biking. Like I would just bike 2 miles. So 4 miles every day. I was biking to and from like my house to the gym every day, bro. Like nonstop, bro. It was nonstop, bro. There wasn't a day I was not in there, bro.
I remember. I remember you told me that story. That's just crazy because all it did was like it just boosted the way you worked as you got older.
Yeah.
Like
Like
you know when you were at St. Paul your senior year, I remember you were going to LA at 5 a.m. and then you were going to school, and then we had practice, and then I would take you home. We work out right after practice, get shots up, and then that would kind of be the routine. And it's just funny because as we transition, we talk about like, you know, your prep school, like going to the end of your senior year, you had obviously no offers. Who would you play? You play AU for the New York guy. Who was that?
Nah, that was like my AU experience my senior year, like going in my post grad year. Honestly, like it just hurt me. Like it didn't help me at all because I was just like AAU is such about fit. Like it's like if you're not on the right program that doesn't like allow you to showcase what you can do, like and like if you don't have a coach that like actually believes in what you can do, like it only hurts you because like you got to think like you're going to these huge tournaments. Like say you go to Spooky Nook, there's 100 and some courts, there's thousands of teams there. Like a coach is only seeing you one time, bro. So like if that the coach you're playing for doesn't believe in you and you don't really fuck with that team and you have a bad game, that coach is writing you off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what happened. Like I went to a program where it was like their 17U was like they started when they were like 12. So those kids have been playing for years. So they were already all defined. And like me, like I need the ball in my hands. You know what I mean? Like that's just like I need to be able to showcase like I can score, I could create, you know. So like anytime I turn the ball over, I got subbed out. Anytime I missed a shot, I got subbed out. Like so my confidence was just going down on top of the fact like it was like I need to play, like I need to be seen, like I only have this my last chance to really like get offers before I go to post grad. Like so I had all this pressure on me and my confidence was just going down. Like so I ended up leaving one team. I go to the next team, like no fit. So I was just jumping around from AAU team to AAU team. And it just like, it was just a bad experience. And like AU like was never really like a problem for me. Like I was with passion, which was fun. Like, and then I went to USAD and I fucking killed it. So that was probably my best year AAU basketball. And it was because I had a coach who believed in me and he let me do what I wanted to do. And it worked out. And then that program that ended up like he ended up canceling the program. It got shut down. So that's why I got going into postgrad. Like I was just jumping around from team trying to find the right fit. And I never could find it, you know?
Shout out to Connecticut Passion once again, Maddie. You know, we're just you know, Matt, we're just doing all the right things. So there's a funny story about the whole postgrad thing too, because I remember we had a conversation. You were going into an all-star game after your senior year, and then you were just like, "Yo, who? I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do." So I think I called Shavar, who was the head coach at Taft, and I was just like, "Yo, man, he's playing in an all-star game. I don't know how many guys you got coming in, but just give him a look. Go to the all-star game. Go see him." Tyler ends up scoring like, I don't know, 28, 30 points at the all-star game. Obviously, everybody in the all-star game was kind of Maddie, what we talked about, going nonchalant, kind of just being like, you know, whatever.
Like
Tyler
cool,
cool. And Tyler was like, "No, I'm coming here. I'm gonna score on you. I'm gonna play hard. I'm gonna do my damn thing." So obviously, playing right in front of the right people. The head coach at Taft was there. He texted me. He was like, "I want this kid. Like, I want him to come here. He's tough. Like, how come I didn't know about him? Whatever." That's the same mentality. That's the same mentality, you know. And Tyler ended up going to Taft and, you know, having a good year at Taft. And then, you know, he pulled it was impossible for others, but he pulled what he always wanted to pull, and that was a scholarship offer to.
Yeah, and it wasn't easy either. Like it was not easy. Like I got the only scholarship I got was late. Like it was late. I was probably a month out after the season ended, and the only like my last 3 games at Taft, I had 40 twice. Like I had to go crazy just to get one offer because it was like, I don't know, there was just so many questions around me. I remember like my head coach now, Coach Dixon, when I was up there for my official, he literally looked me in the face when I was sitting down with him. He's like, why why the fuck do you have no offers? He's like, what's going on? Like, why? And I literally look back at him. We laugh about it all the time because I was literally like, coach, like, I have no idea. Like, I literally had no clue because like my post-grad year at TAF was good. Like, I had a really solid like 18. I think it was like 18, maybe 5-4, maybe 18, 6-5, like on good percentages. Like, I had a really solid year, bro. And it was just like nobody wanted to take a chance on me. And that's why like St. A's, like, that's why I'm so grateful for like Coach Dixon, just because like he saw something in me when no one else did. You know what I mean?
I mean, I saw it in you when we played pickup for one time. That was it. That's all I needed.
Oh, he was there? You met?
Yeah.
Tyler was there?
Tyler was there one time when we played. I think you were still in high school, Ty. I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, you're playing with all like grown dudes. Like, you know, we had all graduated and most of the other dudes there were good. I mean, we're older, already played college hoops. But in probably about 3 minutes, I was like, yeah, he's legit. I mean, Julio told me you were good, but and it wasn't even about your skill. I think what we go back about is like, you know, some dudes that play pickup don't play hard on both ends of the floor, or you know, don't take it as serious. And I would have thought you were playing, you know, in a normal high school setting game or whatever. You know, it wasn't pickup to you, and I really respect that because that's the way I play. Like, what's the point of if you're playing pickup? What's the point of just going half-assed? I'd rather just go home.
I like, that's what I'm saying. I look at it as like, this is like opportunity for you to get better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, I think that's what a lot of people now sell short is like, bro, like, this is like, the drills is cool, like all those workout videos of you doing all these moves, but like, when are you going to work on those moves, bro? Because it's different when someone is actually trying to steal it from you, and like there's a hand in your face and you're being guarded, you're being bumped. Like pick up, like at St. A's, like we don't, it's weird because like I never, like, all my coaches have never really done this, but my coach, like, our practices are all structured around playing. Like, we don't really do, like, we play more than anything else. Like, preseason is like we play 21 games of pickup a week. Like, practice during the season, like we probably scrimmage for, like, if our practice is an hour 45, we scrimmage for an hour 30, hour 15. Like, we play because that's where you get better. You don't get better by just, like, obviously the drill stuff is important, but like, to me, like, I think pickup is where you really like elevate your game to the like next levels, just playing against better competition every day. Like that, like iron sharpens iron. Like, you have to battle every day to get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you did all the individual stuff when when you were describing as a kid, growing up. Like, how many when you told that story, it's like how many kids would run or whatever, walk to the gym every day to work out.
And that's what I'm saying. Nobody was doing that. Like, I was such like, I wasn't an outcast. Like, obviously, like, I was popular. Like, kids fucking me. Like, I was cool. Like, whatever you want to call it. But like, in terms of like my mentality, and like to this day, like I still think like my mentality, the way I think, the way I see things is just so much, like, I'm older than my age mentally. Like, I feel like, because I just see like I said, like, purpose over pleasure. Like, you got to know your bigger picture. And like, if that's really what you believe is meant for you, like, purpose over pleasure, like, you're going to do the stuff that nobody else is willing to do because you're not worried about like that short-term pleasure that you're going to get. Like, if I'm sitting with my boys, like, it's cool, like drinking beers on a Friday night, like, cool, that's dope. Like, you should do that sometimes, but like, you can't just fall into that and be like, all right, like, now I'm just getting drunk all the time, like getting lit, because it's so easy to fall into that because it's fun. You know what I mean? That shit is fun. But like, long term, what is more fun? Like, seeing yourself get better at whatever you're trying to do. And it's not even just athletics. Like, even if you're trying to be a writer or whatever, like, if you apply yourself to that skill every day, eventually you're going to see progress. It's just not going to be that short term. Like, I'm not going to go to the gym right now and get 100 shots up, and then the next day I'm going to shoot like Steph Curry. No, it's going to take years, but eventually you're going to be on the biggest stage doing what Steph Curry does if you're doing that kind of work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've always told kids this: you can drink beers with your friend, or do stuff with your friends for the rest of your life. There's only a short window of when you can play basketball, right? Because eventually the game ends. So you got to take advantage of it. But And to your point, like, you know, how many kids, well, I know kids that go work out, but they need a trainer and then they also need a video camera so they can post their shit on IG. So I respect the dudes that don't need that. They just do it because, like you said, you enjoy it. Like, you don't care who else is there. You don't care who watches.
Yeah,
Certain
that's what
people.
I'm saying. Like, bro, I didn't have anybody, bro. Like, I was like,
Because you don't need anybody.
yeah, I didn't need anybody. Like, it was
Yeah.
like, I remember I had, so that Christmas, that fall on Christmas after my 8th grade year, going into freshman year, that Christmas, like, most kids are asking for like PlayStations, all that. Like, bro, I told my mom, I literally was like, I don't know if you know, like, Michael Lancaster, the like I'm Possible training dude. He had like this bundle of like, you would get like cones, like 3 DVDs of drills, like some medicine balls to do drills with. And I literally asked my mom, I was like, this is all I want. If you give me this bundle, and then the what was it? You know, the gloves that were weighted. I was like, that's all I want. And I remember I used to do the drills in my basement. And I would literally just write, I would watch the discs, and I literally had a notebook just filled with drills, and I would just go to the gym and I would just do those like on end, like repetitively, just nonstop, because it was like I was just applying myself. Like, it's out there. You don't need a trainer. Like, although it's convenient to have someone rebound for you and like have someone like watch your footwork and stuff, you don't need it. You know what I mean? If you really want it, you could go get it. It's there. And that's why I think a lot of people, like, they just don't see that nowadays, bro. Like, they really think they don't, bro. And it's frustrating because it's like, I don't know.
Well, you don't. The other thing, I mean, I guess the word like saying you don't need anybody. It's true, but I mean, also you need the right people, right? Because I know kids who they're like, oh, I watched this, you know, dude on TikTok or YouTube that did these drills. I'm like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do any of those drills. You don't need to do 17 million cones doing change of direction drill. That's not basketball.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's find the right people, and obviously, like you got connected with Julio.
And that's another thing. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I did it by myself, because it takes a village. Like, I've had so many people like help me. Like, I've had dudes like Julio, Daryl, Coach Phelps, Tootie, Ant, like Chris Prescott. Like, I just started messing with Jay Starks over at Revolution. Like, I've had so many people like help me out, and it's like, praise to them, because like they all, like, it wasn't like I was going out of my way. Like, they found me and like saw something in me that I didn't see yet, you know what I mean? And gave me their time. Like, Julio didn't have to stay after practice with me every day. Like, he has a shorty, like has like, you know what I mean? Like, but he was willing to stay after, like, just like Coach Phelps. Like, Coach Phelps had a wife, had kids, like was willing to like bring me to AAU events and stay and work out with me. And like, same with Tootie. Like, Tootie a pro, like he got a career, like still willing to train me. Like, all these dudes is literally sacrificing their time. And like, that's why I'm so grateful to people like that, because it's like they help me, you know what I mean? It's like why, like, I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's special that you realize that, because not a lot of people can realize the good people that they need to have in their life, or appreciate those people giving up their time for you. So that's special.
Sure.
Yeah, we used to spend a lot of late nights. You know, practices end at 8:30, and I wouldn't get home until like 10. And she loved Tyler. Laura loves Tyler, but she didn't like me during that time. You know, we go late, but Tyler's part of the family. She knows that. And that was kind of the realm we were trying to go with, like, all of us. Like, that's how we roll, kind of like Daryl and I, Tootie, you know, that whole crew, like even Jake Collins, that whole crew. We kind of just like make sure that even when we're playing pickup, I think this is like a different aspect of our pickup, is because we'll play with college guys. You know, like a lot of people play pickup with like just their friends and shit like that. We'll get like a Tyler, we'll get like some kids who played in college, who are playing in college, and even some high school kids who are still trying to like learn the game, and we'll put them in like adult pickups and adult pickup situations, so we can still play, but at the same time we're still teaching them how to play, if that makes sense. So I think
like those pickup runs is like great. Like, those are probably honestly the most consistent runs that I like go to out here, because it's like, you guys play the right way. Like, it's not like just ISO. Like everybody gonna take their turn going one-on-one. Like we play the right way and we play hard. Like everybody plays hard. Like I remember I bought my boy Chris Paul, and I know he was looking at like Booby and Bush and was like, what are these dudes doing? And then you start playing and you're like, oh shit, like you get hit by a screen from one of them dudes and you're like, oh shit, like, goddamn. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you felt that way about us, though, Ty. You know, obviously, like you said, it takes a village, and you know, we're just happy to see that you're having success, and you know, you got what you wanted, which was, you know, going to school for free and kind of experiencing new things, and you know, Coach Dixon is extremely lucky to have you. So, you know, pandemic hit. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the year back.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if this is a touchy situation, but this is a kind of like another reason why we wanted to get you on, because you know some bad things happened, some not bad things. I guess this is like more enlightening things, but you know you had another issue with.
I mean, so I tear my ACL again. Other knee.
It's the other one, right?
Other knee. So I mean, like initially, like obviously, like so I'm a week and a half. What's the 23rd? So I'm 10 days out. I had surgery last week on Thursday. Initially, like obviously I was a little upset because there was a whole like roller coaster, a bunch of like bullshit prior to like figuring out what was going on in my knee, just with my athletic training staff and our team doctors and stuff, misdiagnoses, stuff like that. So I was just going through an emotional roller coaster. And now that like it's over with, like, you know what I mean? Now it's like, now I have a goal in mind. Like I know what I have to do. And now it's just about, you know, attacking it. You know what I mean? It's just like, and one of my boys said this to me the other day, and I think this is going to be like my whole motto. This whole recovery is just getting 1% better every day, because like, especially with these injuries, it's like, it's not like a rolled ankle or like some small shit where you can like, just like rush through it. You know what I mean? Like these are the type of injuries, like you really got to take your time. Like your rehab is the most important thing right now. Like nothing else is nearly as close as important. Like I just got to get 1% better every day with my knee. And then like, hopefully I'm back for the start of next season, or like before halfway next season. So I could get like, at least like, cause we're going to make a run next year for sure. So hopefully I'm back in time. But it's just it's all about just taking it one day at a time and just those small victories, right? So like my small victory right now, like first 3 days, like I had a hard time getting out of bed. Like now I get out of bed, like I can come out, I could come sit out on my porch, like I could shower now. Like, so it's just small victories. Like Wednesday, I get my stitches out, like I start PT on Thursday. So like, it's just the little things right now that are important. You know what I mean? And like, I think, like every time like I'm really going through like some like hard decision that I'm trying to make, like, or I'm just going through something mentally, like I feel like I always get a sign, and like this might just be that sign. Like it gives me time to like really sit back, like reflect, work on my mental, work on my spiritual, like just work on other sides other than just basketball, and figuring out like who is Tyler Arbuckle outside of being a basketball player. You know what I mean? And like, I kind of like started that process like during quarantine last year. Like, you know what I mean? You sitting in the house all day, like all you got to time to do is think. And I think I started that process, and now it's just like, I think this is just a sign, like, and a blessing, like another blessing. Like, although like, I wish it wasn't a major knee surgery, like it is what it is. You know what I mean? You can't really change it. But I think everything, like I said, bro, everything happens for a reason. The last time I tore my ACL, like life kind of opened up for me. Like I saw things in a different light. And I think like the same process is going to happen again, bro. And it's just going to make my story that much better, bro. Like, especially like my dreams of playing pro, like when I get there, bro, like how many people going to say like they've had 2 major knee surgeries before they were 22, had no offers out of high school. Like I might have so many opportunities where it's like, I could have quit, I could have gave up, and I would have every excuse in the book to do it. You know what I mean? Like everybody, like everybody that didn't get where they wanted, like always says like, oh yeah, I blew my knee out. Oh, like I had no offers. Like coaches wasn't fucking with me. Da 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 da. But like, I literally have had every one of those excuses, and I've persevered through them because like I don't quit, bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm never gonna quit. Like I don't. Like that's what I'm saying. Like and like Coach Dixon was shocked that I handled like this shit the way I did because it's just like, bro, I'm not quitting, bro. Like they fuck it, bro. I tore my ACL, bro. Cool. Like let's get it now. Like I'm gonna just attack recovery, bro, and I'm gonna come back better, and I'm gonna just prove everybody wrong, bro. That's all it is. You know what I mean?
Maddie, that's what we were talking,
bro. Like I'm sitting in the crib all day, just like I dream every day, just like about just.
We need more kids like you. That's what I need. I need more kids to talk like that. That would be really nice. It'd make my days go by better.
Right? Do you think Tyler would be the type of kid who'd get blown up by 30 and kind of just be okay after? No.
I need more Tylers around.
Hey man, I'm telling you right now, like the growth between when I seen him when he was 18 years old, 17 years old to now, it's like it makes me feel extremely happy that I even know him because he's talking like this. And it's like he could, if this was 17-year-old Tyler after senior year at St. Paul, like I don't think he'd be saying this stuff. So you can just see the growth. This kid texted me and was like, "Hey bro, have you read the 4 Agreements book?" Like, yeah, bro, I read the 4 Agreements book. Like, why are you reading it at age 21? Like, you're not supposed to be reading it. He's like, "Have you read The Alchemist?" I was like, "No, I haven't read it yet, but he's about to read it before me." So
bro, it's crazy because after this podcast, I literally am about to sit out here and read it. I got it ready. Crazy.
Ty, man, you know, like I said, you're always an inspiration. I tell you that all the time, and you know, I'm happy that you're seeing it in a different way, and I just see nothing but success, brother. You know that, you know. And
no, I think it's all right there in front of me, bro, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's just like anytime you're about to like achieve something great, like you're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs, like you're gonna get bumped, and it's just like how you respond to those bumps, right? Like I've been through so much adversity, bro, like since I was a kid, like just so much adversity, bro, like constant adversity. Every year I'm going through something different, and it's like this is just another one of those bumps, bro. It's just like it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I'm not worried. And I think I was talking to Daryl about it. I was like, bro, if like anybody's gonna come back from this shit on top, like it's gonna be me, just because like I know my work ethic. Like I'm not worried about the work ethic because I know I'm a work. Like I'm not worried about like getting back to being the same Ty. Like I'm not worried about like my skills as a basketball player. Like honestly, for me, it's just about my mental. Like I just need to keep my mental. I need to stay positive. I need to remain positive even on the bad days. Like, like, and I think I tell everybody this. Like I think. Like good days are so easy because like when everything's going good, like it's easy to go through that day. Like you're happy, everything's going, but like what about those bad days when you're down bad, like and you're sad or you're upset? Like those are the days you need to like cherish the most because that's where growth happens, bro. Like growth doesn't happen when you're riding the high tide and you just riding through life easy. Like growth happens when you getting bumped and you getting knocked down and beaten up and life is just throwing punches at you and you just take them. And that's where you grow, bro. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, this is just going to be a growth period for me. And I'm going to just come out completely on top.
Maddie's a big Kobe guy. So like, I remember I told you, Ty, it's like now every day, whatever your rehab is and how you go through PT, like that's your workout. Now that's your workout. You know, it's like you can't go to the gym, you can't get shots up, but now you trying to come back from this and get your knee stronger. That's the workout. That's what you have to focus on, you know, every single day.
Exactly. And I watched I remember when I first tore my ACL in high school. That was when the Muse documentary dropped. Kobe Muse. And I probably watched that documentary probably like over 40 times. Like I used to watch it whenever I had a bad day. Like whenever I would have a bad day, like recovering, like I would just throw that shit on and I would just watch it and like just realize like he's going through something just like me and he's attacking it with a mentality that like I could have too. Like everybody could have that Mamba mentality, bro. It's a choice. You know what I mean? It's a conscious decision. Like, and like I remember like I was talking with somebody about Kobe and it was just like, yeah, like he's crazy, but like, yeah, you got to be crazy, bro. If you're gonna be like, if you're gonna be that great, bro, and that like obsessed with your craft, of course people gonna look at you like you're crazy because not everybody is doing that, bro. How many Kobe Bryants has there been, bro?
Rest in peace.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Zero.
Like, bro, like anytime you're gonna be part of that 1%, like if you're gonna be in the NBA or you're gonna be a professional basketball player, whatever it may be, like, bro, you gotta be crazy, bro. You're gonna be crazy, bro. You're gonna be crazy because like you gotta think. I just saw some like it was like 1,000. This I don't know if y'all saw it on Instagram. It was this NBA agent talking about like overseas basketball. And he was just like, yo, like that shit is not for everybody. Like 1,000 D1 seniors graduate every year, and maybe like 100, like 53 dudes go to the NBA, and then like maybe like another 50 get really good contracts overseas. Like, bro, that's out of how many basketball players in college, bro? Like, you really got to love this shit, bro, to another level. Like, it's not like you can't just be like, yeah, I kind of love it. Like, nah, you got to fucking love that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you really got to love that shit because, like, and he was even talking about, like, dudes talking about, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to just go overseas. All right, bro, what about when you're in Turkey and you don't fucking speak the language? You're not eating your normal food. You can't go to McDonald's. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you still going to love that shit, bro? Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Dudes be thinking shit is sweet, bro. It's not. Like, and I haven't even experienced it, but just talking to people that have, bro, I realized, like, bro, you really, like, it's about the game at that point, bro. Like, how much do you love basketball, bro? You know what I mean? And it's like, I go through shit like this, like my ACL injury, like, bro, I'm gonna have to go through 6 months of fucking hard rehab to get back on the court. How much do I fucking love basketball? I love it that much that I'm gonna do that because this is all I want to do. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And listen, just for a disclaimer, you are crazy. Like you're crazy. You're crazy.
For sure. I'm tapped.
Ty, listen, I want to keep talking. I really do. But we're on a time disclaimer here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is now we're gonna end this with a who or what. Okay, Ty.
Yeah.
The questions start off with who or what. And I'm going to give you 3 or 4, and you got to kind of answer it to the best of your ability as quick as you can, okay?
Alrighty.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, let's get
it. So what is your favorite basketball drill?
My favorite basketball drill. I call it like, it's called the pyramid drill for me. I started doing it when I was young. Basically go corner, top, corner. And you just do it for like a lot of time. So like you start at 3 ranges, mid-range 3, and then deep 3s. And then you just go for like however long. Like I used to do it when I was a kid, like 30 minutes, just going mid-range, then go 30 minutes from 3, and then 30 minutes from deep 3. And that was kind of like a warm-up for me when I was young. It's called the pyramid.
Pyramid. Okay. I think I've seen you do that before. 30 minutes each side.
Yeah, that was when I was young.
That's your warm-up?
That was when I was young. Like that was just because like I was just young, so much energy. I ain't have nothing else. But now like I'll do like 25 makes.
Okay. Who is the one person that you idolized?
Idolized?
It could be a pro. It could be somebody that you know in the neighborhood.
Idolized. Damn.
Yeah, I know. I'm giving you some brain busters here, man.
Who did I idolize, bro? I don't even know if it was just like anybody basketball related. I would say if it's anybody, it would be my mom, man. Like that's where I got my work ethic from. Like seeing my mom work the way she did, like just like that ingrained in me. And that's why I work the way I do, because I see how much like she has sacrificed for me to be where I'm at. And like I owe it all just to like repay that to her. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's a great one. Shout out to Mom Dukes.
Yeah.
What is your go-to post-game snack?
Go-to post-game snack. Damn, bro.
Or post-game meal. Post-game.
Meal. Can I give you my pregame? Because I have a go-to pregame meal. Like
no. We need post-game. I need what's it, peanut butter
I
and
don't
jelly?
even think I don't really be eating post-game, bro. Like
especially after a loss, right? You ain't eating after
like, nah, after a loss, I'm definitely not eating. But like
it's not eating nothing. It's gonna go to bed.
Yeah, like I'm not eating. But yeah, bro, I don't know if I have one. Like I can't really remember like at school, like what I eat. Like it was always something different because like my mom would come up, like we would probably go out, grab something to eat, or I would just like go to Dave, like the dining hall. I'll probably get like a 3-way combo on a deli sandwich, honey mustard, mayonnaise, hot peppers, toasted.
You got toasted there. All right. Who is the one person that you listen to before games? So the one rapper. Yeah.
Definitely got Meek Mill in there every time. Meek Mill, Future, Drake.
The one. We need one. I need one. So one person.
Like if I could only listen to one person before a game, probably be Meek, honestly.
Meek.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Last one here. What is your all-time favorite hooping shoe?
Kobe 8s.
The Kobe 8s?
Kobe 8s. I remember I got, so that summer, that 8th grade summer, it was 8th grade. I like begged my mom to buy me a pair off eBay. They were like $190. Begged my mom. She bought them for me. I literally played in those shoes until they literally ripped, like the sole ripped off the bottom.
That's a hooper.
Like those are my favorite shoes of all time. Like I want those shoes. Like I want another pair, but like nowadays you're paying like $700. So it's like it's not even worth it anymore. So
I know, aren't the like the Grinch Kobe's like 700 or something like that?
Yeah, bro.
Like the Grinch,
it's getting absurd,
those.
bro. It's getting absurd, bro. Especially now that he passed. Like you cannot get a pair of Kobe's anymore, bro.
Well, you deserve to put those to the ground, man. Those are good shoes right there. Shout out, rest in peace again to Kobe Bryant, man. I'm glad you did that shot. Ty, thanks again for joining us, man. I know this was kind of like out of the blue, but I'm glad you shared your story. Hopefully the kids, that we kind of like talk shit about and kind of get pissed off about are listening to this one and they kind of get something from it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, for real.
Thanks, Ty, for coming on, bro. Appreciate you.
Of course, Ty. Talk to you soon, brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just stay true to yourself. And if nobody wanna help you, you can do it yourself. And if you live and impress others, it's how you losing yourself. And if you keep on running back, you just abusing yourself. Damn, I pray to God that you find your way. And when times is good, don't forget to pray. And be thankful for all the blessings that seem to come your way, cause that's how more come to you. That's all I had to say.